Alrighty then. Make sure that the audio sneaks its way through. It is. Perfect. Cool. Hello, good people. I'm doing some testing today, and it turns out that this is important testing to be doing. I'm trying to record as well as we're streaming, and I'm doing that today, and I'm watching my CPU. And as you watch the CPU, it's like 99%, and then it goes down to 80, and it's like 100%, and then it's going down to 90, and I'm like, whoa. So, important lessons upon the learning of streaming and recording is that I might need to find ways to lower that CPU usage from OBS. Ooh. Anyway, hello, it's nice to see you all. Welcome. I believe right now it's just myself. That's okay. I am myself. Oh, no, look, we got Stadia here. Hello, Stadia. It's good to see you. Welcome. How are you feeling today? While you answer that question, I'll move on to the next bit, which is I'm going to be playing Call of Duty. We're going to be doing some more melee-focused challenges because it's super fun, and I'm kind of following that process of doing things in the form of whatever that penguin wants me to do, which is basically last week's streams, but in a way to see if I can get some recordings of it. Oh, there it goes to 100%. So that's a process that I'm figuring out, and I'm also still enjoying it, but the biggest thing is that I noticed yesterday, for you as well, Stadia, watching, that there is more stuttering because of this issue with the CPU that I'm trying to, like, balance out. And it's really just that it's hard to record at the same time, it looks like. There might be tricks around it. I have a couple ideas on how to lower the CPU usage, but that's something that we will honestly just deal with by me doing this, just stopping the recording. I think I'll just, like, record a little bit and just turn it on and off to see if I can maintain the CPU usage. But for now, let's get into playing some of the lovely plunder. Our normal things of 300k kills, try to get 300k dollars, get 5 kills. Man, 300,000 kills would be a lot. I also saw a person describing some of their strategies to winning plunder, and I've never really cared about being number one because I think it's more fun to run around and shoot people and pick up money. But I'm curious about it, so I'm going to try some of those strategies. Oh, and today's lecture is going to be discussions on inverse technique. It's one of my favorite techniques, where you think about whatever it is that you're doing, but think about how to do it poorly, because it's very valuable, helps locate the Achilles problems and things. But we'll do that in a little bit, as you know, we let people come in. Though a lot of times, Stadia, I'm really just waiting for you to do a lot of these, because you've always been so, like, just so supportive. So I'm like, oh, well, when Stadia's here, I'll talk. I'm glad to hear that you're doing great, Stadia. That's very cool. Fire and clap. Nice. Okay. So we're going to run in with our swords and shield, as one does. It's going to be very cool. I'm going to, while I'm typing, or waiting for this to go, lower CPU, OBS usage. And I'm not doing this live. What are you talking about? No. Psh. I think the it's cool to see and, like, have this bit of information though. Enjoy your streams very much. See? Just the heart. It's so big. I'm, like, excited to just slash some more people. I think it's funny how when we're doing the one chest challenges, it always turns into just melee. I get why, but it just always does. Alright, resolution.
Get yourself the proper warm-up. We'll be deployed.
Not much that I can lower the resolution in this. On a fun note, I haven't had a lot of experience with... Alright, here we go. We're hitting recording again. I haven't had a lot of experience with doing streams that were also recording. So that's been a big issue, I think. Hey! Oh, I missed that. But we're still hitting it. So, Stadia, I'll use you as an example. Do you notice it get more stuttery, right, like, in the last couple moments? Like, especially, like, falling out of the sky like this. I imagine this is probably pretty apparent. Ooh, I'm watching that increase in YouTube views. I bet it's because it's showing the actual screen that's happening over here. Yeah, I can see it stutter. I can see it stutter live. That's really useful. And then I see it stop stuttering. Okay, stop recording. Cool. Huh. I gotta figure out how to make that work. Anyway, thank you for being a part of my testing experience.
Enemy soldier incoming. You're done warming up. Stand by for deployment to the war.
Hit them with the throw. Man, this is something that in my work I never recorded streams live. Stream rig and game PC plug the stream rig. Oh, so I'm doing an Xbox console into an Elgato into OBS, and it seems like I'm doing so much when I'm actually doing the recording as well that that's the part that's causing the issue. What I could try. What I could try doing is not trying to split the effects apart from each other. When I'm doing that, right, I'm trying to do like separate audio and separate actual game sound too. But there are other ways that I can kind of mess with that. There's also other ways I can actually do my uploading. We're of course going to go downtown. But yeah, it's a streaming. It's a PC that I'm using for streaming, and then an Xbox is actually playing the game. And then it's when I'm recording and streaming at the same time I'm running into this issue. That's something that I can solve, though. I haven't been necessarily trying to solve it live. That's not the way to do it. Thanks. Dang it. We haven't gotten our first kill yet, but that's fine. We're started hot. Yeah, looking at this right now, when I just streamed, easy. GPU must be pushing workload to CPU for the recording part of the upstream. I can do a little research to that, too. Top herder is marked. Oh, I can't get upstairs anymore. That's fine. This is our place of killing the delicious zombies. Let's see, are we going to start with... Oh no, we're just going to run. We're just going to slice. We now own this bank. It belongs to us. I remember what I wanted to do. I wanted to try...
Does anyone need
this idea where they're like, go to recons. That was basically the plan. They're like, if you do recons, you're more likely to win these matches. I don't think that's going to necessarily work for sure, but it does sound like fun. Also, the idea of having the GPU run some instead of the CPU is a good idea. Just borrow this real quick.
Proceed to the marked location and secure the area.
I'm just walking through. Not your smartest move. You see, us swords people, we thrive on corners. And throwing knives.
Hostile dropping into the area.
Oh shoot, making mistakes. I was surprised to actually be able to run that much. Oof, that was my failure. I jumped right into the cursor perfectly. But that's fine. That's the learning process. We got our first kill, too. And we're not even needing to do that. We're going to practice this, as I mentioned. Trying out this recon thing. Seeing if that works is a really good method.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Oh, hey.
Dropping into the area. Watch the fire.
There's our second kill. Thank you for delivering yourself to us. Oh, here's another person coming. I'm down them with a knife.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Oh, there's a person over there. Hey, what's up? You just... I'm actually really enjoying this process so far. Look, I don't have any knives. Can we just...
Contract complete. Recon intel secured. Overhead.
Oh no, come back! Alright. This has been a weird start, and I'm really pleased about it. Like, this is exactly the kind of weirdness I'm looking for, right? We show up, there's just people flying down to us for whatever reason. There's just like 5 people staring at us. Someone right over here.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Alright, well. I want to pick up my knives again. If I could do that, that'd be nice. Oh, a balloon!
Enemy dropping into the AO.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. How did we not die earlier? I'm really pleased by that. Look at them doing their best. That's why. That's really funny. And that's good. Anyway, we have 75k. I'm supposed to keep doing these recon missions.
Does anyone need this?
So that's what I'm just gonna keep doing that. We've already got 4 kills. It's been working really well. I mean, maybe the reason why this is working so great and getting more enemies is because we're picking them up in the area where we expect to find so many people because of all the fun. Hitch. Oh, it's a Magnum. Cool. That's interesting when it doesn't load in, huh? Anyway, expect to see so many people coming in because this is the area with the zombies. The zombos. Alright. Nope, nope, I don't want that. I want the cluster strike. Nice. Alright, so our next spot is... Wait, where's our next recon? Secure the intel. Oh, okay. it's right in the most deadly area. Not even mad. This is great. This is exactly what we're looking for. Happy day. Okay, hopping, hopping. We've got 164, and we have someone with a lot of money apparently right over here. Was there a money buy spot near here? I know that there was a balloon in like this area.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
Uh-oh! Alright, watch this. They're gonna run around the corner.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
Oh, I swore I thought they'd run around the corner.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Oh, someone else killed them. Alright. I guess. Hold on. Could you... There we go. Oh, the person's running that way?
Enemy dropping into the AO.
Wow, there's a lot of... Okay, this is great. I'm having a good time. It's already overtime. Thanks. Where are we? Okay, we've actually completed our goal. I guess we'll just go deposit. Our goal is 300k deposited. We're already way beyond that.
Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
There's a truck outside. Enter the cargo truck. And just go find a deposit spot. And everything's great. How's this truck doing? Not great. Never mind, not as great. Things are looking a little steamy. Crap. Okay, never mind. Where? Oh god! Go, go. Could you stop? Oh my god. This is weird. Okay. Never mind, I guess. I'm just gonna hide in here for a bit so the helicopter goes away. Pick up more of the cash. I guess we can keep going that way. Cool. Alright. Carrying on, I guess. I'm marked as a top earner, makes sense. Okay, there's a car right there, so we'll do that. Anyway. So watching CPU usage right now, it's popping up into like 60. No, that's fine. Like 62% right now without having any extra recording. So the solution I need to figure out is how to do both. We'll get there. That's just part of the learning process. It's what you can do with the tools that you have at your disposal. Anyway, sorting people and picking up money has been going great. Really enjoyed that process so far. I'm just gonna... Top 10, fun. We should probably maintain our top 10 position while we do this. Good. I guess I'll get more of my actual plates on, too. Cool. Alright, where are we even headed to? Alright, we haven't deposited anything. I see a bank up here.
I found a bank.
But it makes me a little worried when I see the helicopter that way, too. Because it makes me wonder if actually... Probably that's better. I'm imagining that if the helicopter's there, they might be shooting at players. We only have to survive another 30 seconds. We won't have completed our goal, but we'll have unofficially done so, right? We didn't deposit all our money. But it was super funny. Yeah. See if I can get there in time. Is that on the other side of this? Oh, it is. I'm just driving here. Never mind. What a nice driving day. Cool. Alright, I keep habitually looking at the wrong spot because I moved the camera slightly. So that's an issue. Alright, top 10, melee only. Good start. Having a good time. Oh, that was fun. Anyway, Stadia, how you doing? Turns out recon's a smart way to do this. Not the best. We definitely picked up more because everyone joined us. Let's see. Pull up our stats again. How we're doing this. I can bring you into this experience. I don't think there's anything that I have to worry about you being able to see. So I can bring you into the... Here, here's my CPU. Got some things going. Welcome to this experience of us doing a quick work update at the same time. My output, streaming, that's all correct. This is correct. Higher equals less CPU. I could do that. That could be a solution. Recording. Yes, it's called FartNut. So that's where I store everything. Yeah. So learn to this. We're doing this live, so it's gonna have a little bit of effect. Name without space. Audio is all correct. Stream, can't figure it out from that. That's why they hide your stream key. I'll have to figure out that stuff as I go. I don't see enough there. If you saw something there, you're like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense why that would be an issue. You can let me know. But I think what I'm just going to end up doing is diving into it, finding out more of the answers as I go. Really, that's the only process I can make. Well, that's part of this experience, eh? This is what we're trying to... I actually have a couple goals that I've been setting that this will be a part of figuring out. There's also Game Capture HD. I could try messing with that to see if that process actually... Even though it's not as good as OBS, I definitely prefer it to it. It might be better to, like... I might be able to record that, actually. That'd be really interesting. Let's see what happens when I do this. Turn on Game Capture HD. And see what happens to the... Oh! CPU spiking.
We're holding for deployment. Now's a good time to warm up.
Oh gosh, it's going so many ways. There we go. Yeah, imagine it's not looking very good on your end. Yep, it's looking a bit problematic there.
To the AO.
Never mind. All right. Keeping it up with our non-gun uses today. Loving the melees. It's just too fun. here we go. Perfect. So I definitely loved the last match. That was really enjoyable. I'm looking forward to doing stuff like this some more. Oh, I missed that throw. That'll do. Knives are great. Getting better at knives has been such fun. Oh, I missed with that one. Oh, no, I might have hit, but it's just, you know, you stop getting killed towards the end. It's totally cool. Alright. GPU for OBS.
Plunder.
Nice.
Simple. Secure more cash than the enemy.
Okay. Same jump spot, always downtown. I'm going to try again the recon stuff because that was really fun. And I think it draws people to us because they're like, ooh, a recon, we can interrupt it. So I look forward to that too. It's going to be good. And then after that, I'm imagining I'm going to be able to change it into talking about our actual scripts. Our lecture. There we go. Oh, there's a person in front of us. So we passed our 5, so let's go for 10 kills again, and 400k. Probably easiest to get those 10 kills if we start... Well, it would be fun to go for 1 million again. And that's what the recon's supposed to do, is help you get to 1 million really quickly, because it keeps giving you more and more cash each time you complete one of these.
Objective updated. Secure that position.
Alright, so we head this way. I don't see any easy access to cars. I see one right there.
Found a bag here.
We'll do this. It'll be good. Experimenting with the strategy. I remember watching a player talk about this in a video when they were describing how they try to avoid conflict the whole time they play. And I thought that was really funny because you've seen the way I play, right? Like, one of my goals is to get kills. And I think that's the way to play this game type best, is to just try to get kills too. I don't think it's nearly as much fun if you're not actively putting yourself in danger sometimes when you're playing it.
UAV entering the AO.
Alright, so we have a map open. Don't see anybody nearby. We're fine. Going great. 10 kills can be done. We've done it a couple times. I'm going to go for 1 million cash as well. Oh, we have someone coming. Dropping in. Here they come. Oh. They're landing on the building.
Primary objective accomplished. Recon intel secure.
I can hear him upstairs. On the roof. Swords out.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Top burner, makes sense. I wonder if there's a way onto the roof from inside the building. Actually not sure if that's doable.
Be advised, UAV is bingo fuel.
Oh, I'm an easily spooked person. Thank you for delivering yourself to me, stranger. We'll just go grab this.
Vehicle here.
And I guess we'll do this too, and just get a balloon. Make things easy on ourselves. Nab a balloon. Send the balloon up. Did I... Wait. It's a notice. Yes. Weird. Wonder why it wasn't letting me do that. Balloon down. We're not gonna have 150. I can't believe how long I stared at that person before they killed me. Or I mean, before I even attacked them back. I was actually like,
I'll drive.
I was a
Get in.
perfect target for them to take out. That's pretty good.
Care package spotted.
Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm gonna keep trying the recon thing. They told me just do recon.
Does anyone need
And I'm just gonna go for recon. I was told I'm gonna try it. The internet couldn't have lied to me. That doesn't sound like the internet.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Enemy UAV overhead. They'll know where I am. That's fine. Alright, we'll do this. Grab that. Grab that.
Proceed to the marked location and secure the area.
Recon tracks. Cool.
I'll drive.
Alright, the person picked up the money bags. That, I just ran right through a yellow cement post. That's fine. It's a video game. Here comes a helicopter. Oh, good. Maybe it'll leave me alone. I'll use my swords and stop it. Alright. Here's our recon spot. This should get us another big chunk of cash. And then while we wait, if I can find a place to buy stuff, we'll just go to another balloon. That looks to be the closest.
Found a vendor. Get you supplies.
This is probably the actual closest,
Found
though.
a vendor. Get you supplies.
It's interesting playing it this way. I'm imagining someone's gonna just show up again, though, because that's what happened last time. They just come by. They're like, yeah, we see that you're trying to get kills, so we're here for you. Thank you, game.
Primary objective accomplished.
Get in.
Recon intel secured.
More cash. Top 10. 210. There's the boat. Hello, boat. This is a way of playing this game type that is extremely casual and laid back, with moments of terror.
Found a vendor.
Who could forget those moments of terror? But it's pretty fun in a way to kind of just be like, yeah, like, I'm just gonna go stroll, pick up stuff, drive my ATV. I'm curious if we're able to get a million through this. I've heard that it actually, because I've never done it, I heard it actually deposits everything for you. So if we pull that off, oh, I totally miscalculated how much money my character collected from that. That was really not as worthwhile as I had hoped. That's fine. Experimentation is new. Someone's shooting at something nearby.
Get in.
Recon. There we go. Supposed to try the recons. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna give this a shot. I miss stabbing people. I mean, that's one of those things where it's like out of context, it's pretty bad. In context, it's. I mean, we're playing COD, but it still has a little bit of a oh, good for you, I guess. So quiet out here. I was reading things about how players win plunder, and it's one of those experiences where it feels like some of the design choices definitely are less about having a good time. Hey, what's up, Alex? And more about trying to maximize the process of just picking up stuff. And as a fan of game types like this one, I think that's interesting because it's like this is definitely best when you don't play it very, very seriously, right? And this version of it, where it's like we're just going for money, is fascinating from the perspective that it's just kind of, it's okay, like it's fine. Not the most intense version of this I've done. Hey, Alex, I figured out why yesterday it looked like I was having dropped frames. I was trying to record and stream at the same time. So we're casually just ATVing off the cliff. And that can cause a bit of an issue with my upload. So I'm just streaming right now. And together, both Stadia and I were trying to... Weird. Stadia and I were trying to figure out if we can make it so that I could still record and stream at the same time without having as much stutter issue. And the answer is it's possible, but we're not quite sure the exact settings I need to do. But that's fine, because after this, either way, we're going to be doing our discussion on what's going down with the lecture. As we're just casual, slaying people. Our last time of doing recon-focused stuff actually got us 6 kills and made us pass our first goal pretty easily. So we're now just testing it anew. Because you can do these little things, these missions. But they can sometimes be kind of lonesome, right? Like there's nobody here. No opponents to fight. Versus when we're here, we're just fighting zombies. We're slaying people.
Secure all cash you find.
It's not too late to steal the win. Sure. Payouts are increased. Cool. See how we do. Okay, 90K. Yeah, I definitely feel like we make so much more money even
Recon intel secure.
when we are... Oh, look, a balloon. Nice. I feel like we make so much more money too when we're actually just going for people with tons of tons of money. Like when we're in those high fighting areas where people are dropping lots of cash. Like right now we're very much... Oh, I can't do this yet because it's still out. Like we're gonna cross our money goal, but we're not gonna cross our kills goal here. It's just not the same. But it was nice to be on the boat. Worked out the issue. I'm sure together you can figure it out. Oh yeah, we'll get it. It was one of those things where at Monolith and Xbox, I never recorded and streamed at the same time. That was never it didn't matter. That wasn't the goal. So it was very interesting when I'm like, oh crap, like it doubles the CPU usage. That's a problem. I was kind of under the impression that it wouldn't. That was my mistake. Oopsie poopsie would be the most professional thing to say about something like that. All right. Put cash down. We're still in 6th place, which is pretty cool. Still making lots of money. But it's just quiet. That's not the way to play. We want to slay. We have moments of panic. All right.
I'll drive. Get in.
We're going in. I don't know. We're not going to get 9 kills in 2 minutes and 2 seconds. 2 minutes and 12 seconds, but I believe that we can at least get one hilarious activity to occur. Which is the goal. The surprise. The shock and awe. Like riding on the top of cement blocks. That's pretty cool.
Enemy UAV overhead.
They're dropping a money thing right there.
Caretaker spotted.
Here we go. Let's go for the king.
Now, moving.
It's going to be a team of 4. So if I'm going to do this, I'm going to definitely have to deal with issues. That's fine. If a couple of them are just walking, we can run them over. NBD, right?
Enemy soldier incoming.
Here we go. Here we go. Picking up some more cash. It feels much better to be in the threatening area. Oh no! I was so confident I would have that. Oh shoot. I was so confident. I was like, we got this. They're walking around the corner. We're gonna surprise them. That person got me. Well played. Well, we'll go for this person now. Hey! What'd you do? Get in the truck! Get in the truck! What'd I tell you? Ridiculousness is how we play this world. Oh no!
Let's go.
Watch the skies.
Oh no, they've got the truck! Oh, that's how you finish it. Much better way to play. Much better. Way more fun. Alright. Recon's cool, but you've got to be doing these quests in the terribleness. They did not care about the swords. They should have. That person who we killed in the car, just stabbing through the window. Alright. Let's do a lecture, shall we? Let's do a conversation. This is one of my favorite things to chat about. Specifically because it's weird. I think that's the best way for me to describe it. I find this to be a little weird. Weird in a good way, though. what are we talking about today? We're going to be talking about the inverse technique. All right, here are my notes. I'll be talking to you in just a second as we go into Welcome to Red Mode. Woo, my eyes sometimes become laser beams, huh? All right, so the concept of the inverse technique is that you think about something that you want to do, and then you think about how to do that poorly. That is the technique, and the idea behind it is that by thinking about the things that you should not do related to it, it will help you avoid doing those things. Specifically, it helps you avoid what is known as an Achilles problem, which I have so named because if you know the story of Achilles, Achilles was an immortal fighting warrior. But Achilles had Achilles' heel, a weakness. That weakness was that when Achilles was a baby, he was dipped into a mighty magic pool that made his entire body invulnerable, except where his mother held onto his heel when she dipped him into the pool. Now this is something that if Achilles was aware of, well famously he wore sandals, got shot in the heel by a poison arrow, and died. I think he would have probably been interested in wearing some boots or something if he knew about his Achilles heel. Using this inverse technique, you can kind of find your Achilles heel situations, right? You can find those small things that have big outcomes. Let me give an example of this. So, I wanted to think about something concrete and something that I imagine that as adults we can relate to, which is dating a person or making a friend. What if that's what you wanted to do, right? Well, how would you not do that, right? Well, maybe you would never go to public spaces. Maybe you would be a bad listener. Perhaps you would hurt that person's feelings, right? Ignore what they want and always do what you want. Or ignore what you want and always do what they want, right? Or never invite them to anything. Never say yes to anything that they say to you. Do not go to environments with joint activities like dancing or rock climbing or gaming. Like, if you go to a convention where people both play video games, that's terrible because you're going to make friends accidentally because you will bond over the same thing. What I think is really interesting about that is that I have done some of those things I should not have done. I have turned down people that I didn't want to hang out with necessarily, not because I didn't want to hang out with them, but because, well, I thought it was that thing where it's just hard to make friends as an adult sometimes. And I know that you've probably done some of those things that we listed, been a bad listener at some point, or invited someone to something, or excuse me, never invited someone to something. And that's something is an experience that as an adult, you know, it can be harder to make friends, right? And I hope in the future, eventually we'll be teaching, you know, like how self-care alongside mathematics and things like history and English, assuming an English-speaking country, right? But it's this kind of situation where it's like writing that out sometimes just makes it so obvious the kinds of things that myself or others do wrong when just trying to make a friend, right? Like, oops. And that's the reason why the inverse technique works really well. And I mean, you can use it in flow state, right? Like how to get yourself out of flow state. Make something so easy that you don't even care when you do it. Make something so hard that it sucks every time you fail. You know, those kind of things. One of my favorite examples of this was from, it was actually called How to Maximize Misery. And I included it in the description down below, which is a video from CGP Grey. And he talks about do all the things that will make you sad. And the point of the video is don't do them, right? And that's the inverse technique in action, where it's like, don't do these things. But the value of knowing what things you should not be doing is great. I've written up here, as I cut off my arm slightly with the green, things that I shouldn't do as a small streamer, right? I don't have predictable stream times. That would be bad. Or do not put your stream times in easy to notice locations. I don't have anywhere my stream times published. That's an obvious thing I should probably be doing. But that's something that I kind of forgot as I was writing these down. I'm like, oh, I should do this process too. And I'm like, oh, right. I should write what I shouldn't be doing down. And that's something where, like, jokingly, you know, we were trying to fix our stream with recording and stuff live. And it's like, probably not do that. That would be one of these things in the inverse rule. But a couple other things pop up. I wrote Scott Pilgrim down here because there's a line in the movie Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, which is like, wow, that cool band is playing a secret show tomorrow. We should be playing secret shows too in our band. And one of the people were like, we're not popular. Every one of our shows is a secret show. That's one of those things to think about, right? When you're doing anything related to what level you are. Think about what you should not be doing. That's the inverse, right? sometimes you'll run into situations where there'll be people in like customer service, and you'll be like, all right, don't insult the person that you're talking to. No matter how angry they get, just don't insult them. Just tell them to leave, right? And then people will still insult those people and make those angry people even angrier. And it's like, it's not even like we wanted to try to keep their business. We're just trying to minimize the harm they're doing to our other customers. Just don't insult it. There was an insult right there. Anyway, it included a couple other things related to it, like if I wanted to enjoy streaming, I should not, or excuse me, if I don't want to enjoy streaming, I should not focus on things that I like. I should focus on things I dislike. I should stress over experience of play. Focus on other successes and stress over why they were better. There's actually a thing related to this, related to Stadia Pro Gaming himself, in fact, where yesterday I was watching your stream and you had 17 people, and then on my stream had 4, and I had this moment of being like, what is Stadia doing? Like, I would like to have that many. What is the thing? And I had this moment of me being like, what's wrong with me? And the thing is, there's nothing wrong with me. You're just being successful. One of the important things to think about that we would consider in regards to what I should not do is focusing on what other people are doing rather than what I'm doing. We've talked about this from the know thyself perspective, right? Like, focusing on what I'm doing, focusing on how to make my show more quality, how to make my lectures more interesting and more valuable to be talked about, and recording the actual videos and then editing them and uploading them would be part of that too. So those are the kind of things that I'm doing now, because I can set those goals, because that's something I was thinking about. I'm like, I shouldn't do that. I'm like, oh, that's right, I did that yesterday. Like, that's one of those good lessons that you get from doing this inverse thing. So, as a quick reminder of what the inverse concept is in short, inverse technique is where you think about something you want to do, but think about the thing that you don't want to do, and think about that version of that, and try to write all the ideas down on how not to do it well. If you want to date a person or make a friend, you would be like, okay, well, how would I not do that? All right, I guess I would never go out in public spaces. I would always be a bad listener. I'd probably try to hurt their feelings all the time. You think about things from the perspective of what you shouldn't do, and then that will help you realize if you're doing any of them in the form of the Achilles heel issue, where it's a small issue that can become a really big one. Any questions? Any of that? I'm going to read that. Alex's question, or not question, but she couldn't have done a little splash in the seal? I mean, she knew what she was doing. Yeah, right? Like, she's dipping the kid into the bath, and then just goes like, oh, maybe we should do the other one too. Okay. Right? Like, both sides. Or Achilles' weaker heel would become the new thing, right? So anyway, that's an Achilles' heel situation. And that's one of the things that is important. Like, the little things that can be big problems is one of the benefits. Because sometimes you just don't think about stuff. One of the famous examples that I have, I don't know if we talked about this specifically. In one of my other videos I talked about this, where working 4 hours a week, 4 days a week, working 4 days a week rather than 5 days a week improved the efficiency of workers in Microsoft Japan. It's a really interesting article. And they talked about how one of the things they did is they just made meetings an hour max, half an hour max, and 5 people max in each meeting. So they cut the meetings down time a lot, because too many people were in those meetings. And they were like, oh wow, we're getting more stuff done in 4 days than we did in 5, partly because all we did was breaking apart how big our meetings were. You would write down a thing in the inverse thing, waste all your time in meetings, because everybody knows that if you have meetings all day, you don't get anything done, right? Like, it's important to have them, but it's important to have the right ones and the right people there. And that's one of the famous things I've experienced, where I remember working in some jobs like for Monolith or for Xbox, where it was like, I don't need to be in this meeting. This is an hour and a half of time that it could be used somewhere else. And I know that the companies suffered for it. And it's something that is just a meeting culture, right? It's a cultural issue. But it's more noticeable when you think about like what not to do. Waste time in meetings. We should not do that. Swamp Thing, I just joined and started a lecture. Good timing. Thank you, Swamp Thing. It's good to have you here. We've been doing more Melee stuff, and we've been experimenting with some of the Melee stuff I've seen online. Not Melee stuff online. I've actually watched a lot of that, really scrutinized it. I was watching a dude do recon stuff, and they were like, this is how you win. And then I was very much like, I don't like trying to win. I like trying to goof off and stab everyone. And that's what we did at the end. It was so much fun. Anywho's, she really dropped the ball. I bet she never cleaned his face properly either. Just food everywhere and vomit everywhere. Thank you for the wonderful compliment, says Stadia, you gave me the other day about my live streams. We appreciate it. Well, thank you. I mean, I appreciate you're here. You saying you're appreciative always makes me feel very good. So you do good stuff too. So that's why it's like you have that many people because you're doing well. So good on you. Something again. Thank you for saying it's very insightful. I appreciate that. Okay, I want to stab some more people, like the mature adult that I am. I also still gotta figure out how we can do this recording too, because I absolutely loved that first match. That first match was hilarious and fun and interesting. It was cool. It was real cool. There are tricks I could do to get around this. I could do something like this. Ready? Welcome everyone to Game Flow, where we talk about flow state and we play Call of Duty. Today we're doing a challenge where we're using swords and a shield and melee weapons to play Plunder, where our goal is to get 5 kills and $300,000 deposited. And as we continue to improve, we're going to increase that challenge to something even crazier because it's just super fun. Now come up, buckle up, and get a lecture about flow state because it all begins now. You can do something like that, and then I could like just cut it straight using the YouTube thing, and then the quality will still be up higher. It won't be as good because there'll still be boring parts, but it'll be a start. It'll be a start. I could do that. I could definitely practice it. There's ways around this problem. And there's also, sometimes problems can be interesting synergistic solutions that you can take advantage of. Vomit is a bath job, so probably, yeah. So sounds. As a non-parent who's just never... The oldest person I've ever taken care of was like my cousin who was like 11, and he was also the youngest. And that was at the time, and I'm like 6 years older than him. How much older am I? I'm 7 years older than him, I'm pretty sure. So I was 18 at the time. That was like a week. I don't have a lot of parental experience. More big brother energy. Much more big brother energy. Okay, I'm gonna switch. Oh, this gives us 2 knives, which has been really nice. But amps could be cool. Faster swap speed. Nah. We'll stick with the knives. I just like this layout. This is good.
Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Up, person over this way. Not a lot of time, so I'm just gonna look at them.
Enough practice. Time for the
Hello, knife throw. All right. Ready to go. That's actually one of the things I was just thinking about. That might be a lecture in its own self. Tip for you if you ever hit, always clean behind the ears. Thank you. That's good to note. Good to note. I will keep that in mind.
cash by completing contract.
My sister is going to have a kid soon enough.
All right, soldier. Mark a drop.
So that's something I can note. I'll be like, nephew. Cool. And the neck. And everywhere else. That's the next line. Actually, clean the whole child. Dip them in a pool. I think I'll grab a bounty here. We might not get it. And then, but it'll be, scare the people away. They'll be like, oh, no. Uh-oh. He's going to shoot at us. Yeah, I knew that was coming. I'm wicked kill.
Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Time to hide.
Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
All right, let's continue to go for our zombie friends. Person behind me. Just walk around here. Good for you. That was fun. I ran a little fast, a little early. I went a little early there. But that's okay. I can learn from that mistake because they were the one who still got taken out. But if I did that a little bit better timing, would have worked a lot better and not having as much damage done to me. I'm gonna just start using some of these just early on. Just like
Grid mark,
hit
them
that,
now.
hit that.
This is loader 2-0. Good copy. Let's strike away.
Oh shoot, I gotta go higher. Oh, here we go. He was higher. Yep. Ooh. Oh my gosh, those swords go far. We survived that claymore too. Whew. Not supposed to be a joke. It's something I always keep in mind when cleaning Joe. Yeah, I'll keep it. I mean, I'll keep it in mind as a helpful thing. Oh, people to my right. Someone just trying to shoot at me. So we have 2 kills now. 88k. We're going for 10 kills. And 400k deposited. So I'm going to still pick up cash, but I'm not going to worry about cash as much as I'm going to worry about trying to get those kills going. Uh-oh! Oh, I missed that knife! But it was still a cool kill. Still a cool kill.
Wait.
I'm proud of that one.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Alright, we need to find a spot to deposit. Alright, or some bank, some money, some depositing. There's a bank right there. Alright, if I can get onto this side comfortably. Nope, I cannot. Alright, more people. Oh, we're getting better with those knives. It's been nice. It's been lucky. A bunch of lucky throws, but also we've gotten better.
Dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Sometimes though I'm not sure when I should be using swords versus knives, right? Like there are these times when I'm feeling like that might have been a better sword time, like because I have my shield out ready to do something else with, so I'm not sure. But we're already at 4 kills. It might be worth trying the scavenger thing. Maybe. I don't know. What I really want is a balloon. So, oh, that wasn't a claymore. That was just a merry-go-round. People behind me. Person in front of me. I saw that person. I looked at them, and I just didn't react. I just calmly let myself get just shot through the chest. Bad move. Bad move, self.
Back in the fight.
Okay, but this is fine. It's still a good spot to head for. But I don't see any... Okay. Oh, okay. There's a bunch of money things across the way. We can use that to get balloons easy. Ho-ho! Okie dokie. Oh, found a claymore! Found a claymore. Whoopsies. Oopsie poops. That's noted. Do I do that again? Doesn't seem like the smartest thing to do again.
Does anyone need this?
But we want to get to 10 kills. All right, someone shoot. They're coming from behind, so I'm gonna do this. Hey, it wasn't my plan, but you were there, and now I'm here. Uh oh. Uh oh. Oh! Wasn't my plan, but you were there. I guess I'll start slaying. Jeez. Oh, it's this person! Maybe we go for this money person back here. I think that's them. Uh-oh. You guys working together? Alright, hit that one in the leg. I booped that one. Oh, dang it. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool, though. If I get, like... I could use things like thermite, or so if I hit the person, they're sticking. But there's just enough situations where I'm like, I don't feel like that's effective. Because if I miss, I'm just done, right? Alright. There's a bunch of money stuff out that way, but again, we're going for 10 kills. We're already at 5, which is working great. Oh, dang it! Oh, I should have been like... I thought I could swarm them. That was the wrong reaction. That was a situation where swipe, go into the corner, throw knife. But they also have to deal with being respawning now. Oh, there goes the car. Where are they headed to? Excuse me, I'm just gonna, okay. I took the idea of me being the stabber. Hey, what's up, Dreamsbreaker? Of me being the stabber a little bit too seriously. And, struggle with that one. Hey, a little confused. That experience, I'm pleased, but also a little confused. Let me go pick up my money that I've left. Dang, that's funny. Alright. So our friend's this way. To our right. See them. If we're quiet, they won't notice us. I was really proud of that throw. Not the part that I missed it, but I felt like it was good thinking, but I probably should have thrown earlier. That's one of those situations where speed is of the essence. That's okay, we're at 7 kills. We've got a car over there. There's my dead body. There's a scarecrow. There's our target. Scarecrow. It's also known as a seagull. Alright. Hey! Huh. Oh, I missed.
Enemy precision airstrike. Take cover.
Oh, no! Don't think being quiet worked out too well. Nope. How much money? They had 5 health there. Oh, nice knife throw. Oh. Well done. Sorry, I should clap over here, shouldn't I? Away from the microphone. Well done. I'm not mad. That was just good. That was real good. There's so much cash up here. I feel like I'm just going to go up there at the end once we get 10 kills and then try to go for more. All right, I don't see my... Oh, I do see my target. Oh, look at them go. This is the worst place for them to be. Uh-oh! Ah! I'm surprised I've lived so long. I hear enough about them. Joe likes seagulls? Oh, man. I'm a penguin guy myself. Alright, I think I should probably... I mean, I keep wanting to go for this one person. They'll run out of ammunition eventually. There they are. Dang it! I have to practice throwing... because before we would use thermite on like an assault rifle, right? So I need to get a good like engage attack style. I don't really have it yet. I don't see them. Oh, they're to our left? Oh, no! Whee! We got this. Oh, no, we're not going to hit our goal, but we've had fun.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Oh, I've lost sight of them. Oh, no!
Enemy UAV overhead.
Okay. Let's go find someone else. Up! Ah! Oh man, I keep hitting them, I think too low. I think if you hit them in the legs, you have to hit them higher up for it to do more damage. Like, that makes perfect sense, right?
Rifle station coming to you.
I also feel like pursuing one person over and over again isn't as effective a tactic with swords and shield, right? Because I don't have the capacity to overwhelm them. I need to be more of a surprise attack kind of guy. Nobody expected that. Even me. God. Oh. Oh.
I'm back. What did I miss?
Slam. I thought I had enough horizontal movement that I wasn't going to get hurt from that one. I was wrong. I didn't have any money to lose. Alright. Here we go. There are going to be zombies. There's going to be a lot of money in here. Oh, that's a gas zombie. Alright, alright. This is going great.
Okay.
There are players in here. We're gonna find them. We got this. To our left, it looks like. Should probably get some more protection. Oh, come on. Higher. Alright, we're very, very likely to die from this incursion because we have no protection. But at least we'll have a good time trying.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Some more money over there. Don't mind if I do. Uh-oh.
Enemy cluster strike incoming. Take cover.
Keep the shield to my back. Shoot. That was a good cluster strike. He loves all birds. Seagulls are just the most common bird where we live. He sleeps with a penguin either side of him. They're like guardians. I can relate. I can relate to that one. Someone just threw a helicopter into a wall. Strategically sound, I see. Okay, they must have gone underneath. Oh no, we only have 6 seconds to get 3 kills. Line up! Dang it. Not one of our best performances. Alright, rules for myself for future plays. I know for a fact that I want to stick around with the zombie area. Doing missions can be very fun in the zombie area, but that's needs to stay around that place. I think it's important to let some people go because I'm just going to keep getting killed as I try to come down. There are moments, though, when we succeed, and that's hilarious. That's a good reason to keep it up. If it's hilarious, it's worth doing. Always an important part to think about. If it's funny. Alright. I keep getting texts from my health insurance company being like, hi, just reminding you, you can text a doctor. And I'm like, thank you for the reminder. It's the third time you did it today, but I got it. I got the message. All right. Dreams Baker, how are you? It's nice to see you. Feel free to let me know how you're doing. I'm going to probably, let's see, it's 2:08. So I think the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to do one more, then we'll do a lecture, and then I'm stopping at 2:30 today. Like, I'm definitely stopping at 2:30 today because I have some support to do on a bike. I'm going to be riding my bike, doing the thing where you're like the Rocky music and the person's jogging and then you're riding the bike. I'm the bike person today, being like, you can do it. Good job. That's me today. I'm excited. I'm going to be going in circles. We're going to go around a track. It's going to be, but it's like a paved track, not like a squishy running track. But anyway, yeah, that's my thing. So I got to make sure I stop in time for that. And then my other goal will be to figure out how to get this recording thing to work so that I can have higher quality stuff, or if there's a way to download higher quality stuff from YouTube, or we can keep doing this, or we have a process to make my intros so tight that we can just kind of form the entire video that I'm looking to form with just stream content. We could do that. I totally believe I could do that because there's enough of a quality editor on the stream system that if I'm just cutting out the boring stuff, I can do something. I definitely think it's a lot better when you can do a little bit more cute edits like zooms and stuff, but we can make it work. If it's not going to record as well, we can make it work. I think there'd be... This is... Okay, I forgot what the term was, but... There's an idea of when you have an issue. Yeah, this isn't tomorrow's lecture necessarily. Or is it tomorrow's lecture? What is tomorrow's lecture? What did I put in tomorrow's lecture? Hold on. Oops, I accidentally almost turned off OBS. Alright, well, this would be a fun lecture eventually, which is the concept of problems being an effective way to create new forms of content. So, a famous example of this would be like... Oh, I'm trying to think of a content example. The examples I have that come to mind are like world famous ones, because they're called David and Goliath problems, where like, what's his face? Lawrence of Arabia, famous British soldier fighting against the Turks, and I think it was World War II, and he ended up creating, like working with the tribes of the desert in the Middle East and like in Northern Africa. I'm forgetting exactly specifically where, but basically they were people on horseback with swords going against tanks. But instead of doing that, which is the way that everyone expected that sphere of the war to go, he instead ran guerrilla raids on trains that were going into this one really big city. And this big city needed to have support from the trains. But when the guerrilla raids kept coming in, it was a huge problem. Because they were like, oh, how are we going to... Dang it! How are we going to get resources to our city? Because they kept attacking the trains. You know where the trains are. You just remove the tracks, right? And so he solved a problem by changing the way that you do war, in this case. We saw this in the Revolutionary War as well. Where, like, Americans changed the way that the Revolutionary War went. And there's other examples. Oh, IKEA. IKEA is my favorite one. Or it's one of my favorites. Dark Souls is another favorite one. But like IKEA, in order to be able to become the best furniture store, they stopped building the furniture. Hi! Oh, we got them! Bye! Ah! They stopped selling furniture, right? And they started instead selling boxes of furniture with instructions. This created an opportunity for them where they could charge less for the furniture itself because they didn't have to build it, so they don't have to deal with that extra cost of building it. And then the other thing on that is it's easier to stack boxes. So it's way easier to have people come and pick up the furniture from their store, or for them to have tons of stuff available for you to buy, because hey, it's just in a box. It's just, you can have way more couches if they're not built yet than you can if they have been built, right?
Enemy UAV overhead.
That was just a lucky break that person just was like, let's stroll right here to the sword guy and just surprise the hell out of both of us. That was awesome. But yeah, IKEA is another one. But they're David and Goliath problems is the way they're described. And I know a couple more examples that I cite and remember. But the idea here is like, maybe I could become a David and Goliath example where I don't even need to edit it on my computer, but I find a way to edit it using the streaming platform to do the editing process. It could be a clever solution, right? If I was your editor, I would have a tough job. I don't think there's any boring parts. Oh, well, thank you, Stadia. That was very nice of you to say. As my own editor, I sometimes will cut out parts like this when I'm running up staircases and going in circles. Not my top content, if you understand, but it works. The other one is sometimes I try to make it be more focused on, like, less on the lecture and more on the gameplay. But I think the way that I would try to do it as I'm playing, because I have to find a solution for, not have to, but I think it would be good to find a solution to do this, would be to have an intro that does a good job being an intro. So basically making an OBS version of the intro, right? Oh, man, this has been great. People have just been coming by all day. I'm just, what luck do we have today? But yeah, just like do the intro and then do it in a way that OBS makes it look like another kind of cool intro. There's tricks that I can do with that. I got ideas. Put some music in. I can do that. We already have music when we're playing. Let's get this balloon. We're going to deposit this money. There's 2 people over this way. They look to be on the building, though. So I bet I can comfortably just do this. Put the stuff up. And then we'll go visit the people on the roof of the building. Now, I don't know if we'll live, but that's not why we're visiting them. All right, another good example of the David and Goliath stuff is Dark Souls. One of my favorite games. The trick is that Dark Souls, when it was coming out, you remember a little game known as Skyrim? Dark Souls came out at the exact same time as Skyrim, 2011. I think it came out 1 month after it. And you would imagine that would probably be death for an RPG, right? Like, there's no way you can compete with Skyrim. It's one of the most sold games of Bethesda's history. 1 second, let's just see if I can find some friends.
Be advised, UAV is bingo fuel. RTB for resupply.
Hey! Hey! That was pretty gross. All right, headshots are one-hit kills. I'm not surprised. Okay, in we go. I don't see anybody here. Yep. Alright, this is probably an armor box. It is. Alright, I want to get as much armor from this as I can get. Thank you. Zombies. Go! Alright, people behind me with guns. That's great. Aha! Corners! No! Corners! Save me, corner! I feel like... Remember how I made a joke before about being an eel? When you're like, you gotta pop out and hide again? This is being an eel. This is 100% being an eel. Alright, 5 kills again. We got this. I don't know if 10 is gonna be as easy, because there's a... I mean, that was a team, right? What was that? That buzzing sound and then explosion. It was funny.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
Oh, it broke.
What's next?
Enemy dropping
I saw their shadow. That was a really cool moment to see the shadow. Uh-huh. Alright, that'll do. Oh, that's a lot of cash.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Thanks for the python. Hey, zombie. You've got some barbed wire on your face, man. You can throw knives on them and get them back out. That's funny. I like that. That's a good mechanic. Just close this door. Can they open doors? Yes. I just making sure. Just double checking. Not the most effective method, but so fun. Alright. Let's keep going for our kills. Alright, it seems like they're upstairs. That seems like the most likely location for all these zombie people. Hey. Oh, I just heard someone get rezzed. No, they might be below us. I'm hearing gunshots to my left now. I really wish I could pretend to be a zombie. Like, if there was a zombie skin, I would just put on the zombie skin and take out my like punchy gloves and just go when I'm running around everywhere. That's a very Fortnite idea. Fortnite would let you do that. There'd be a zombie skin, you would dress up as a zombie, and you would just sort of like walk left and right. Oh nice, more cash. Oh! Oh, damn! So cool, though, but damn! I've always wondered where that vault was. We have a lot of cash. We have 6 kills only. We're in overtime. I think I'm gonna switch up my act. Nah, I don't know. It's just so fun to explore that zombie area. This is where an explosive would probably be a better thing. Uh-oh. Oh, it's so fun. In and out. Just what's up? Unfortunately, we're not getting the kills because I'm knocking them down. I should probably be knocking people down. Or like throwing knives and knocking them down. So I should be using all my tools. But it's so fun to just burst through the door.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Look at all this cash. I'm a zombie too! Dude, I'm just trying to leave, please. Maybe I can switch to swords again? Thanks. Oh no! Oh no! I love this zombie area. It's so fun. That guy who freaked out when seeing me. They could run backwards way faster than I could. I was impressed. Alright, definitely not our highest score. But that's fine. We're learning. I think the biggest problem that we run into when we do swords and shields like this is that people are in teams, right? We can regularly overwhelm a single opponent. But the moment that single opponent is supported, it's very tough. Solutions for this could be things like grenades or C4. I mean, if we'd thrown a bomb in there, that'd been funny. That'd be very funny. Maybe some gas, that kind of thing. This is where stuff like crossbow and shield really comes to an interesting head because it's like, oh, I could shoot in gas and confuse everyone, right? All right, so we're stopping now because I'm going to be doing my thingamajiggy at 2:30. Or, I mean, I'm stopping at 2:30. But. I'm going to do the lecture again because I think it's good to still repeat the lecture. It's good for me to practice some more, and it's also good in general as a repeat. So if you had any questions, you could follow up. Okay, and it's also Dreamsbreaker didn't hear it. So, today's conversation is on what is known as the inverse technique. The idea is to think about something that you like, what you want to do, but then think about how to do it very, very poorly. So, for example, if you want to make friends, think about how you would not make friends. If you wanted to start a stream, think about how you would not make a stream. The reason why you do that is because you want to basically find the Achilles heel of your ideas. Achilles, famously, was a warrior who was basically immortal, super strong skin, but ended up getting killed because someone shot him in the heel with a poison arrow. His mother apparently dipped him into a magic pool of water that protected his entire body, but did not think about the fact that she was holding his heel, and thus it was an issue that caused a big problem. As Alex pointed out, maybe she should have just dipped him in, switched heels, dipped him in again, problem solved. Well, maybe if she had done the inverse technique, she would have realized this and not caused this problem. I had a bit here where I was like, okay, let's imagine for a second if I wanted to try to fail at making friends, right? Well, I would make sure that I never go in public spaces. I'd make sure I'd be a bad listener. I'd make sure that I hurt other people's feelings. I'd ignore what other people wanted, and I'd never invite them to anything. I'd also ignore what I wanted. It's basically, all these things that you shouldn't do if you're trying to make friends. But the big part of this is some people will do this. Now, I have recognized some of the things in there. I know that I've been a bad listener. I know that I've avoided going out to places. And I've felt lonely before, and it's like, hey, maybe if you had not done this, it would help. And I'm sure you've done some of these too, and you know people who have. So the point is that by writing out what is kind of fairly obvious, can realize, or can sort of demonstrate something like, oh shoot, I just didn't think about it. I gave it an example before of customer service, where one of the things you say is you probably shouldn't insult the person who's complaining to you. And it's a thing where it's like sometimes, it might feel good to do it, but you can still tell someone off without insulting them. It's just nobody's going to win in that situation is kind of the problem. Now, obviously there's other things, but the point of that is that would be an example of not doing a job in a way that one should technically, right? Another example that I've seen in customer service is people spending too much time on a single individual who just wastes everybody's time. Yeah, that's not a good idea. I talked about Microsoft Japan, where they changed up how many days a week they worked, 4-day work weeks rather than 5, and were able to get more work done in 4 days than they could in 5 days, partly just because they changed their meetings. People were spending too much time in meetings, which is an obvious problem, but it needed to be pointed out. So I had some other bits here. This one I was thinking about too, which is as an adult, I know that it can be hard to make friends sometimes. And so when I was thinking about how to make friends, but don't actually, based off of my inverse technique, I realized this thought about how I think it would be cool if people were taught self-care in high school and middle school and elementary school in the same way we're taught science and history and English and math. And it's just something that I'm hoping to see, right? But it's something where, for now, I'll try to do it, right? I was like, oh, this is a little bit of a moment for me. I'm like, yeah, I can try to help. So being a little bit more concrete and a little bit slower, because I know I just sort of a lot of stuff. Let's imagine for a second that I wanted to be a good streamer. So I'm doing the inverse technique, and I'm thinking about, but how do I do a bad stream as a small streamer? Well, I would not have predictable stream times. That'd be a bad idea, right? Do not put your stream times in easy to see places. I already haven't done that, so I kind of should do that, right? That's obviously bad. When do you stream, Jared? I looked at your YouTube page and I don't see it. Oh, shoot. That's my problem right now. I have Scott Pilgrim up there because there's the line from Scott Pilgrim where it was like, oh man, that cool band, they have a secret show playing. Why can't we do a secret show? It's like, we're not popular. All our shows are secret. There's a streamer like Donkey, right? Donkey is a big YouTuber who has millions of subscribers. If Donkey streamed, it's an event. If I'm streaming, it's like, when do you stream? So that's an example. Enjoyment. Focus on more things that I dislike. Okay, that would make things less fun. Stress over my experience to play. I'm going to go to F real quick because I talked about this with Stadia Pro Gaming, which is focus on other success and stress that they were better. Stadia recently was streaming, had 17 people watching, and I had 4 in my follow-up stream after them. And I had that moment of being like, how are they so good? Why am I not as good as Stadia? What are they doing? And that was a situation of where I focused on them and what they were doing rather than thinking about me and what I'm doing, which makes a lot more sense. Yes, there's value in looking at other people's competitors and that kind of thing, but it's also important to think about, like, stressing over it isn't the right action, right? And so Stadia, well done, by the way. Not as in, well done for having the 17 people. I think that's really cool. But I wanted to cite you again because I thought that was an interesting point. And it's something that was helpful for me to remember, like, oh yeah, I should think about my goals. Which inverse technique helped me think about, like, well, what actually, like, is there a person I'm shooting to look like? Is there a person I'm shooting to be as good as? And the answer is yes, there are people. I know that the Nick Mercs for Call of Duty is a person who does big stuff for YouTube, and I honestly look at his content, I'm like, I can do that. Like, I recognize it, not in a way like his content's not good, but it's like, I can recognize what makes his content good, and I can do that. In the same way that I watch someone like Tom Scott, who is a lecturer who teaches about talk stuff. And that individual was very helpful for, like, oh, I want to be like that and be able to be communicating. And then there's also even Day 9, another streamer I've talked about before, who has a lot of positive energy that I want to try to do too. So that's a benefit that I had. But this is why you do the inverse, right? Because it's obvious that you shouldn't stress over somebody else's stuff necessarily, right? Like, how is that going to help you unless you can pull something from it? That's different. So, you know, other things I was thinking about. Don't apply anything to my target audience. Don't have a target audience. Play games people aren't searching for. Bad SEO, right? Provide advice that people don't care about. That makes sense too. Don't have clickable thumbnails. You know, these are things that are definitely tough to do. And it's like when you write them out, you're like, oh yeah, that is just a bad thing to not do. So the major point of the inverse rule is the fact that it is looking at something that you want to do and then thinking about how to do it poorly so you can identify the things that you might have missed if you only thought about the good. Because when you think about the bad and you go, oh, I should avoid doing that, you might discover that you have been doing the thing that you think you should avoid. Big part of it, and that's why I like it. Questions, if there are questions. If not, that's totally cool. I'm gonna start closing this down. And when I'm closing it down, I'm all excited about another concept idea based off of our conversation with editing and stuff with Stadia. I'm like, oh yeah, I should think about that. It was the one related to oh shoot, what is it? Hold on, I'm gonna read what Alex said. Gotta go with the whole repertoire. Leave them wanting less. That's funny. That's very funny. Hold on, I'm gonna make sure. Okay. For the future, Alex put a comment, said, gotta go with the whole repertoire, leave them wanting less. I feel like that is the funniest inversion thing. See, that's a little bit outside of the point, right? The point of it is to have concrete examples, but coming at it from, like, make their day's worth. Make sure any of your viewers leave as worse people than when they arrived. That's like going in, our goals to prevent world hunger. Let us go and do the inversion technique and see if there's anything we can do. All right, let's see. Steal bananas. Just like weird crap. Oh, that was in relation to you not using knives? Alex, that's funny. That was a situation where you could have been like, I won't tell him the truth. He thought it was hilarious. I still think it's hilarious. I still assign it to you. Even if it wasn't what you intended. It still is what happened. To not using knives. Oh, it's fun. Okay. The thing that I'm going to remember now as a potential lecture is the conversation of, it's basically synergistic ideas that take advantage, like if you have a weakness, take advantage of your weakness. And that was the example of Lawrence of Arabia. He had a group of people who were incapable of driving tanks and shooting guns because none of them had tanks or guns. But they did have horses and knowledge of the desert where the actual conflict was occurring, and thus he was able to use that to attack rail lines and take down the trains, which were feeding resources to this big city that now was starving, and not literally, it wasn't like everybody was dying, but like choking them out, and then they had to leave that position. And it ended up being an effective strategy in the military. Same thing with IKEA. Normally people would be like, you should build your stuff instead of having a bunch of furniture in boxes, but by having them in boxes, That allows them to stack them, have a lot more product, cheaper product, and also appeal to people who prefer cheaper product but have more time to build. We'll talk and break down more of that stuff because that's really fun stuff to talk about. It's not technically flow state, but I can make it about flow state because flow state is basically feeling find the things that you are and work with your strengths and weaknesses, because if you do it clever, it can work. Which leads me to the other point of editing this. If I can have a clever way to edit this, then I can do a good job even if it's not going into my computer itself. Side note, my CPU usage is so far down, it's at 37% because it's not a game. It's just this. It's just calm and chill. I could record this part, no problem. Final notes, final things, anything? I'll just hang out for a second. Okay. I'll check the chat if there's any more comments after this, and y'all have been lovely. So I'm going to pop off. See you.